Hello everyone, today I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to try some Pokemon Showdown live narration because I think the ladder is broken on Pokemon Online. As you can see right here, this person said ladder isn't working. But also because I found that after completing these battles, it doesn't show the instant replay anymore, which is what I usually use to record the battle. So I wanted to record some of these battles because I'm really liking this team that I'm using, but since the instant replay doesn't work, I guess I have to, do live narration, which is something I haven't tried yet, so hopefully it works out. But here's my team. Or here, let's try a battle right now. The reason I don't really like doing these battles is because there's times where the opponent is kind of taking long, and then I have to just pause and, stop talking for, like a minute or something, but I guess we'll see. And the good thing about this is you get to see kind of my thought process as I do these battles, which isn't the most amazing thought process in the world, but it's getting the job done. I like this team a lot, like I said. So looking at this team, the first thing I look for in the teams are if they have any ground types, because Rotom-H is such a solid member of my team that I really like to get it out there with, the ground types. Or I really like to get the ground types out there so I can power through the switches with Volt Switch. He does have one ground type in the form of Nidoking, but Nidoking is beaten very easily by an Overheat from Rotom. By any move, really from my choice banded Durant, Nidoking is beaten by Sharpedo and Blastoise, because Blastoise can usually take a Thunderbolt or a Thunder Punch from Nidoking, so, I can fire back with the Scald and potentially burn it, which is great for me. And as you can see, or you can't really see it, but they already pushed the kick inactive player button, so, they were getting a little antsy. I'm just sizing up their team, and they're just, already wanting me to forfeit. So, he also has no Rapid Spinner, so any entry hazards I get up, except for Toxic Spikes, are going to be guaranteed. The reason I said no Toxic Spikes is because Nidoking is a Poison type, so anytime he sends his Nidoking, obviously he's going to absorb the Toxic Spikes. So the one thing I'm going to want dead on his team right from the beginning is Nidoking. But I'm just going to lead with my Golurk just to try to get up my rocks. He's going to lead with his, Sableye. And obviously he's going to taunt me or something, so I'm just going to go for the Earthquake, which should do a pretty good amount of damage to him. And yeah, it does more than half, way more than half. And now I'm going to predict him to go for the Will-O-Wisp, so I'm just going to switch into my Rotom-H. Obviously Rotom-H cannot be burned because it's a fire type. And after this, he's probably going to send in his Nidoking, but he actually makes a good play there, and he goes straight into his Sigilyph, who is burned, which means he's probably a Cosmic Power, Psycho Shift variant. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to go for the Overheat once more. If he switches in Nidoking to take the predicted Electric type move, he's going to take a lot of damage from that, and even Sigilyph itself will take a lot of damage from an Overheat. So that's exactly what happens. He's going to set up a Cosmic Power there. So he's at +1 special defense. I'm just going to try to kill him off with the Overheat. I'm not sure if it will, but because he's at such low health, it might. I mean, the first Overheat did 72. Okay, it's barely going to not take him out. But he's gonna roost it all up, so I have to switch out right here, which is fine by me because I can go into Megatron and get at my rocks. But I'm actually playing very badly because of the fact that I can't let this thing set up, and now he's just gonna burn my Golurk. So what I need to do here is send in my my Blastoise and roar him out. That's the only thing I can do. Yeah, so that was a bad play on my part. I should have just switched straight to Blastoise, and he would have probably one less Cosmic Power. I don't care if my Blastoise is burned, as long as this stupid Sigilyph doesn't sweep my team. He's going to go for Psycho Shift, and it misses. I guess it doesn't have perfect accuracy, which is weird. But I'm going to roar him out into Sharpedo, who is kind of walled by Blastoise. Physical Sharpedo or even mixed Sharpedo is... I mean, the Sharpedo set I'm running is mixed with Hydro Pump, Crunch, and Earthquake. And I know Blastoise can take a Crunch, and it can easily take an Earthquake and a Hydro Pump. So, it's kind of a win for me. I'm just going to stay in here, go for Scald. Unfortunately, I do not get the burn, but this is funny because this turn we're actually going to both go for Protect. I don't know why he went for Protect, I guess just to see what I was going to do. But, he's going to outspeed me regardless, so I don't care if he gets a lot of speed boosts. And this is actually bad for him because he has Life Orb, and I'm just going to kill him with the Scald right here. I don't get the burn again, but I did lose my defense there, so I can't stay in, which is bad because I think I have to sack something at this point. Okay, I have to decide something to sack. Roserade, I want to get my Toxic Spikes up, although at the same... Oh, he does have a Rapid Spinner, oops. Sorry, I forgot Cryogonal has a Rapid Spin. It's because you don't see it too much in UU, although I have seen a couple in the past few days. Yeah, who am I gonna sack? I need Blastoise now that I know. No, I don't even need Blastoise, but I do want it because it has Roar and it can prevent Sigilyph and Bisharp from sweeping. I don't want to sack Rotom at all. I don't want to sack Roserade because I can try to get up Spikes and Toxic Spikes. Although Spikes is only going to be effective. Spikes is going to be the most effective thing here. Maybe I'll just send in my own Bisharp. I don't know. Or sorry, not Bisharp. Sharpedo. I don't know. Goes for Crunch. He's going to die in 2 turns to Life Orb. I could actually just send in my Blastoise now. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. Send in Blastoise. I should take a hit. Yeah, I take it, and then he's dead, yeah. Better than losing Blastoise right away. And Blastoise can outspeed Sableye and Sigilyph. Maybe Sigilyph. For sure Sableye and Bisharp. So I can try to get some recovery with Protect and stuff and, you know, hurt them with Scald. But either way, you know, this battle's going okay so far. He goes into his Bisharp here. And I'm just going to go for Scald. He might go for Sucker Punch. He actually goes for Substitute, which reveals he's probably sub-Swords Dance. So he's probably going to have Sucker Punch and maybe Fighting type coverage, or maybe an Iron Head for Stab. I'm just going to spam Scald here, and he goes for Sucker Punch. That does take me out, which is pretty bad, but it's better to not have that thing behind his sub. And at this point, not too many things can take a Sucker Punch, but this thing can. Durant can take a Sucker Punch. And Superpower is looking like the best move. Although, actually, conversely, I'm just going to go for X-Scissor, because that's probably the best move to go for. Superpower would be great, but if he switches in Sigilyph or Sableye, then it's kind of a wasted turn. But Superpower can power through Cryogonal easily, and Nidoking will probably die to a Superpower, but regardless, I'm just going to go for the X-Scissor, because it pretty much does hit everything he has pretty hard. So this Durant is Choice Banded, Adamant, Max Attack, and Hustle, which means it's kind of very, very, very powerful. So now I can go into Sigilyph. At this point, I'm safe to go for the Overheat because nothing on his team can resist it. And even if he sends in Cryogonal, who has great special defense, he will take 25% damage from the Stealth Rocks. He's going to taunt me. I guess he thought I'd Trick or something. But now that his Sableye is out of the way, I can have an easier time setting up the hazards with Roserade. Oops, Blastoise is dead. Oops. Alright, this is where it becomes a risk, because I don't want my Sharpedo burn, but I kind of have to send it in. Kind of have to go for the Crunch. But it probably will do a lot, and even if he kills me, you know, Life Orb and Burn together will kill me pretty fast, which will allow me to get into Rotom and go for, like, the Overheat or something. Oh, and he's actually faster, damn. I really didn't know that. Had I known that, I would have taken a lot more precaution with that, but yeah, that sucks. Maybe Hydro Pump will do more damage, so I'm just going to go for Hydro Pump here. If I don't miss. Yeah, that does a lot of damage. So now all I need to do is outspeed this thing, and I've got it where I need it. The only problem is, what will I outspeed it with? Probably going to be Rotom. And I'm probably just going to go for the safe Volt Switch, because Overheat has the potential to miss, and Hidden Power Grasp probably won't kill, even though it's at 5% health. So just going to go for the safe move there. That's probably the best play. Now I'm going to go into my Golurk, who can take any hit from either Nidoking or Cryogonal. I forgot that it is Burn, but, you know, either way, I can hit either of them with an Earthquake or a Drain Punch, depending on which one he switches in. So at this point, the game is looking pretty good in my favor. It might not, might not be a guaranteed match, but, you know, like I said, it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to go for the Drain Punch, even if he goes for a Rapid, well, he can't go for a Rapid Spin, duh. So he's going to have to be forced to kill me with Ice Beam. Unfortunately, he actually does kill me with Ice Beam. But I'm just going to go into Durant. Nothing on his team can take a Choice Banded, super powerful Iron Head. So that's going to be the obligatory move to go for. Cryogonal cannot touch Durant. All it's going to have is going to be Rapid Spin, you know, Ice Beam, Recover, and maybe Toxic as its 4th move, none of which really do anything to me. So that is going to be my match, because he's going to get down to a little over half health, and he's actually going to quit because he knows that I have a super effective Overheat in the wings. I have, Roserade can't really do too much to Cryogonal, to be honest, but I can pretty much stall him out because Durant resists all of his moves, as I said. So that's going to be the first match. It's going to be a kind of a narrow win. There was a time in that match where I kind of thought, you know, it could go either way, but I guess those are the best matches, right? I made some bad plays in that match, but who doesn't make bad plays? maybe I'll try to get one more battle in right here. Okay, so looking at this team right here, he has Swampert as his ground type, but Swampert is very, very weak to Roserade, and even somewhat weak to Blastoise if I can get a burn on it. His team overall is pretty damn weak to entry hazards. He has no Rapid Spinner. I'm making sure this time he has none of these are Rapid Spinners, so anything that oh, and look, this guy's freaking antsy too. He wrote, "Let's go." You know, I'm taking my time here. I usually do this. I usually scope out their teams and kind of make my strategy beforehand, which I guess is what any good player would do. I guess they just want to rush straight into the battle. But anyways, who can I lead with? I can probably lead with Golurk, because there's a good chance he's going to lead with Mienshao, and I can probably guaranteed get my Stealth Rocks up. He's actually going to lead with Swampert, though, so that's going to be interesting, because I'm just going to get my Stealth Rocks up just because. I don't really need well, I guess I could use Golurk for Mienshao, because Mienshao really can't touch Golurk at all. And now I'm just going to switch into Roserade, because that's the natural switch into Swampert. He's probably going to predict that, but at the same time, you know, I don't really care. Blastoise is actually probably a better switch, because I can guaranteed take any hit and use Scald to kind of threaten his team around, but he makes the better play there, and I guess predicts my Roserade switch. Kind of obvious, but, you know, pretty good play on his part. So that's going to force me into Blastoise, although Rotom-H probably would have been a better switch, because Rotom-H usually resists everything Arcanine can do, but I don't want Rotom-H to take Stealth Rock damage when it doesn't need to. So now what I'm going to do is actually spin away his rocks. I know it's kind of early in the game to do that, but again, I'm probably going to need to send Rotom-H in sooner than I think, and getting those rocks off the field will make it easier and more peace of mind for me to switch in Rotom-H, because again, I don't want it to take any damage that it doesn't need to. So he's going to send in Zapdos here. I have kind of proven that Rotom-H is a great switch into Zapdos, and I don't know what else I would switch into Zapdos, so I'm just going to switch in Rotom-H. The problem there is that he's probably very likely going to send his Swampert after that, but I guess I'm just going to have to go for it. He actually goes for Rain Dance, which means he might have Thunder, so I'm just going to go for the Thunderbolt just to get more damage on him than I usually would with Volt Switch. And he does go for the Thunder. He takes that Thunderbolt pretty well, and of course I get Paralyzed right there. So this Rotom-H is, I don't want to say useless, but it's kind of useless. Hopefully he stays in. If he stays in, I can probably kill him unless he has Roost. And you know what? Knowing my luck, he's probably going to have Roost. But I do know that he's not Scarfed, which means if I do send in my Sharpedo in the rain, Hydro Pump is going to blast a lot of his teammates. And he's going to send in Swampert here, of course. So he's going to probably go for... Yeah, he's probably going to go for the Stealth Rock, which means Blastoise is a great switch in here. Again, I would have loved to switch in Roserade, but, you know, why not? He predicted the Roserade switch there and goes for Ice Punch. Obviously, Blastoise, like I said, can take anything Swampert's going to want to throw at it, and because I am burned, that means he cannot poison me if he has Toxic. So, Scald is probably the best move to go for here. It gets the potential burn on Milotic, and everything else he sends in, and the potential burn on Snorlax, and everything else he sends in probably is not going to enjoy taking a Scald. So if I can burn this Swampert, oh, I don't burn it, damn it. And the rain stops right there, so that's going to be interesting. So just going to Scald again, hope for the burn. If I can burn Swampert and kill it, it's not going to matter if I lose my Blastoise, because I won't need a Rapid Spinner at that point. So really, what I need Blastoise for right now is his Swampert. His or her Swampert, I guess. He's going to send in Milotic. That is going to get burned, which is pretty good for me, because now I can send in Roserade for sure. And I know that he's not, or I don't know this, but he's probably not going to be an offensive Milotic, because who runs that? So I can pretty much get up Toxic Spikes for sure, because what I'm saying in that is, if he has Ice Beam, I'm going to take it. I can take Scald all day. I can switch out with the Natural Cure to, you know, relieve myself of the burn. And he's going to send in his Arcanine. I get up a layer of Toxic Spikes. At this point, I'm actually going to make it a little risky play and try to get up my next layer of Toxic Spikes. But he actually, you know, makes a good play there, goes for the safe Flamethrower. But I do take that pretty damn well, which is very good for me. But now at this point, I'm just going to have to switch in Rotom. I don't really care if Rotom dies at this point, especially because it was paralyzed. And I guess this is where having Trick on this Rotom would come in handy. Because right now I have Volt Switch over Hidden Power Grass and Thunderbolt. Sorry, so if I had Trick on it, you know, I could trick something a Choice Scarf, especially because I'm pretty much useless now, but, you know, all the same, I'm just going to take the Crunch. But he has revealed to have Flamethrower, Will-O-Wisp, Fire Blast, and Crunch, so he's kind of a weird set. But what that does mean for me is I can send in Sharpedo, go for Protect, and pretty much kill him with the Hydro Pump, like, on the very next turn. That is if I hit the Hydro Pump. If I miss this Hydro Pump, I'm going to be very mad. But what I'm going to do first is go for Protect, because obviously it's a better thing to do. Milotic's going to be a little harder to get around now because it's Burn, which means Multi-Scale, or Marvel Skill has activated, so its defense is boosted. And he's going to get into his Swampert right here. He's probably going to try to set up rocks here. So I'm pretty sure a Hydro Pump will kill him at this range, so hopefully it doesn't miss. And it doesn't, so that's going to kill him. It's going to be very good for me. So now right now the only thing I'm worried about on his team is Milotic. But it's a wall, so it's not going to be offensive at all. That rhymed. Oh, wow. Okay, so he's at 40% health. So I can just go for a Crunch here, and that should do a pretty good amount of damage to him. He's going to take it pretty well, probably, but I do get the defense drop, and I do take him down to 2% health. He's going to go for Ice Beam, I guess, predicting the Roserade switch. And what do you know it? He gets a Burn on me. That's very annoying, because I pretty much would have swept his entire team with Sharpedo had it not been for this stupid Burn. So that's really going to suck, but he's going to try to get in his Snorlax here. At this point, though, I don't desperately need Sharpedo, so I can sack it. I can afford to sack it. Maybe I'll get the first turn freeze, but you know that never works out in your favor. He's going to get the defense drop. Really doesn't matter. Sharpedo has horrible defenses to begin with. Now I'm just going to go for another Crunch. Of course, I'm frozen the second turn. Whatever, who cares? Because that is going to allow me to get in my Durant and pretty much kill something for sure. Guaranteed. Because I do have Superpower and Choice Banded and Hustle. Choice Banded, Hustle, Durant with max attack obviously is actually the most powerful Pokemon in the game. Well, Adamant Nature, of course. It's more powerful than Choice Banded, Adamant, Deoxys A. So that puts it into kind of a perspective. But of course I missed the move and he's going to go for Ice Punch. I don't know why he went for Ice Punch. Maybe hoping that he could get the more freeze hacks. But obviously that doesn't happen, so all I need to do is hit the second superpower, which is very likely, and I missed this one too. But he kind of reveals that he's really nothing to deal with Durant in his Snorlax moveset, although he does have Earthquake. I don't know why he didn't go for that sooner. I don't have anything on my team that's immune to Earthquake, or even that resists it for that matter, so he could have just gone for Earthquake there. But I'm not complaining. I got to kill his Snorlax in 3 superpowers. He's going to switch in his Arcanine here. You know, Blastoise is a great switch right there. And this is where I'm kind of happy that I saved my Golurk, because when his Mienshao is the only thing left, Golurk is pretty much guaranteed to get a kill on it. If he were the right set and I didn't have Golurk right now, and his Mienshao was the last one, he could probably sweep my team. You know, he could get through Blastoise because Blastoise is weakened. He can get through Roserade because Roserade is kind of weak too. But he actually makes a great play there and actually preserves his Arcanine. So I think I'm going to need my Blastoise here. So I'm just going to go into Golurk here. Although Golurk can probably take any hit from Arcanine as well. And because Arcanine's going to take a lot of good entry hazard damage, I think it's pretty much my game anyways. So I'm just going to go for Earthquake here. And he switches in Arcanine, which is going to guarantee me the win. So yeah, that was a pretty good game. That one was a lot closer, and I'm kind of glad I captured that one. The first one was okay. This one was, I guess, a little better. But I'm running on 18 minutes, which is pretty long for me. I usually don't upload battles of this length. I mean, this is 2 battles in one, and it is live, so you kind of get my whole thought process during a battle. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, though, as much as I did. Speaking of Mienshao, I actually uploaded a Mienshao analysis to my blog last night. So you can please go ahead and check that out. I'll leave the link in the description as I always do. He's just going to quit. You know, that's obviously my game. And hopefully you enjoyed this battle as much as I did. You know, both of these battles were pretty fun. I've been having a lot of fun with Pokemon Showdown, especially with this team. This team is really amazing. It's been doing wonders for me. So if you are interested, you can let me know. And maybe I'll do like a team review of it on my blog and maybe through video form, because I really enjoy doing those. Anyways, please check out my blog. Please, you know, like this video. Leave a comment, please. I'd appreciate that, because I have nothing else to do. So, why not go on YouTube and blogger all day? Alright, well, everyone take care, and thank you for watching.